Hi YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere, it's Mark with GeorgeTune.com. I'm back in our video. Well, I've always said that I prefer using a synthetic brush like this Vikings Blade Dark Raven for building a lather with hard soaps and shaving sticks. I just think that they work better. Now, that's not to say that a natural hair brush like this Semogue 830 doesn't do a good job. It just seems to me that when I'm using the synthetic brush, it generates more lather and I'm able to get 3-4 passes from it, whereas with the natural hair brush, I'm only getting 2 passes, maybe a 3rd pass. But I thought we'd have a shaving brush showdown, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the Semogue 830 on the right side of my face, and I'm going to use the Vikings Blade Dark Raven synthetic brush on the left side of my face. And we're going to be using Tabac, but not Tabac in the shaving bowl right here. I'm going to be using the Tabac shaving stick right here. And same great Tabac soap, only in a shaving stick form. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put equal amounts of shaving stick soap on each side of my face. And non-scientific, but I'm going to see if it works. My razor of choice is going to be my Vikings Blade Emperor adjustable razor. Boy, I love this razor. This is the frosted chrome version. And we're going to go ahead and open that up and get that ready. I'm going to use an Astra razor blade, and I'm going to finish it off with, I haven't decided yet. I don't know if I should use Bay Rum, the Pinot Club and Bay Rum, or the Stefan 320. I can't make up my mind. They're both great. Or even some Pinot Clubman. I don't know. I'll have to decide. But I am going to use my large Parker Alum block for post-shave before I decide which aftershave to use. And maybe even a little bit of Lubriderm 3-in-1 aftershave balm for upstairs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak both of these brushes. I have a sink filled with warm water. I'm going to soak them both there like that. And then I'm going to wet the face and I'm going to apply equal amounts of soap with the Tabac shave stick to my face. And then we'll see, have a shave and see how these shaving brushes generate and build lather and also retain a lather in the brush so that I can do additional passes. So let's see what happens. Let this soak and I'll be right back. Okay, so the brushes have been soaking for the equivalent of taking a good hot shower, so we're ready to go. I'm just going to leave them there. I'm going to wet my face, and I'm going to get some soap from the Tabac shave stick applied to both sides. Okay, I got a good amount of water on my face. I'm going to remove this. There's the soap product right there. I'm just going to dab the tip in the sink just a little bit, just to wet that a little bit. And I'm going to apply it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On the other side, I dab again. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there are hopefully equal amounts of shaving stick on each side. So let's start off with the Semogue 830 boar brush. I'm going to give it a little ring, not too much. I don't want too much water coming out of it. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start lathering this side here. Okay, now before I get too far away, I'm going to set that aside and I'm going to start the left side here. I'm going to bring that out a little bit with the Vikings Blade Dark Raven. Well, right off the bat, I think I probably I'm getting a little more from the Dark Raven, but initially, it's tough to say. I am getting more from the Dark Raven right off the bat. Natural hair is doing a good job. The boar is doing a good job. It is soft, but it doesn't have that, doesn't seem to have that, I don't know what the word is. It might be too soft. Whereas the Dark Raven is more engaging. And I have a little more water on the brush because it retains a little more water, but you can see already that between the two, the Dark Raven, here, let me move on the other side, you can see that the Dark Raven has more lather on the brush than the Semogue. Now, the Semogue's doing a good job, but I just think that I'm generating more lather with the Dark Raven. Now, obviously, if I was using just one brush, the Semogue boar brush would be picking soap up from the other side, and that would add to the content of the soap in the brush, obviously. But, like I say, this is non-scientific, and I'm trying to do a side-by-side comparison. So, we'll see where this goes. Okay, here's my Astra razor blade right there. Astra. There you go. And I'm just going to drop it into my Vikings Blade Emperor adjustable razor. And I'm going to set this at 5 because I want to do 3 passes. So I'm going to go ahead and well, hit a little bit there on the left there. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just drain some water because I got a lot of water in there. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and heat this razor up. Okay. So we are at about 5.5. I don't know if you can see that. The lighting here doesn't really play well with the numbers on this particular razor. Any other room, it's a little bit better. Photographs a little bit better, but I think it's the lighting in here. All right, here we go. I'm going to use the sculpted end. 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do all the work, gentlemen. All right. And we're going to try it on the side. Again, I think I'm getting a better result on the left side here from using the Vikings Blade Dark Raven synthetic brush. This is using the straight edge of this razor. I'm using the straight bar rather. I'm back to the sculpted side. And here I am on the straight bar side. All right, that's the first pass done. Let's rinse. Well, let's see what happens. I have additional water on my face. This is what I have as far as soap in the Semogue boar brush. Let's see how much. Nothing. No, I mean, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. I'd have to reapply the soap product to my face shaving stick in order to get additional lather. Here is the Vikings Blade Synthetic Dark Raven brush. You can see I still have plenty in there. And I'm going to carry it over here. I thought I'd get more than I thought I'd get 2 passes from the Semogue brush. I don't, you know. How about that, huh? Well, I thought I was going to do 3 passes, and it looks like I'm just going to dial my razor up a half a click to 6 and do 2 passes and finish up here because, well, no, you know what? I am going to do 3 passes. I'm going to dial it down, and I'm going to show you that I can get a 3rd pass with this brush. And with the soap that remains here. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to dial this down. Yeah, I'm going to have a nice mild shave. I'm going to dial it down to about 4. Yeah, I'm rated 4 there. So I'm going to dial it down to 4. I'm going to use the sculpted side here. And we're going to go east to west across the grain. Okay, that's the 2nd pass done. Let's rinse. Okay, again, Semogue brush. There's nothing there. There's nothing left in there. Here is the Vikings Blade Synthetic Dark Raven brush. And I have more than enough for a 3rd pass. Look. I can do a nice light 3rd pass. Just a nice light, just enough to do a nice light. And this is only soap from one side of my face. Now, if I had used this to lather my entire face, I'd have even more lather here. Just as the Semogue brush didn't have enough for 2 passes because I was only using soap on one side of my face. If I was using soap on both sides of the face, I think I would get 2 passes from this, but not 3. So, okay, so we're going to do a nice light 3rd pass because we don't have, let's see if I can just, let's see if I can bring out of here. See, just a little bit. There we go. Maybe bring a little more out there. See, I still have some, I'm pulling it from the brush and then just applying it to the face. Okay, so I'm going to dial this down to, let's see, let's go down to, from 4, we're going to go down to about 2. We're going to be at 2, and I'm going to use the sculpted side, and we're going to go against the grain, south to north, for an against the grain 3rd pass, and nice and light. We have just enough slickness and protection there with the shaving stick. Very nice. Wow, this is terrific. I love this razor. And I'm going to move this to the straight bar side. Number 2 on the straight bar side is very mild. Okay, very nice. Very, Very nice. You know, I'm just going to do a little bit here. Just get a little more on the brush. Look, I can even do a little bit of touch up there. Just a little bit of touch up is all I want to do right there. Just take a little bit there like that. See, I get that little bit. Right there, just even a little bit of touch up I'm able to get out of the brush. Isn't that amazing? And I want to do just a little bit. I'm going to set this from 2 to 3. And I'm going to use the sculpted bar. I just want to make sure I get my chin, because when I do these videos, sometimes I neglect that area. Nice, just right, just to knock that down, because when I'm talking on camera and I'm going through it, sometimes I forget to, firm my skin up there and really pay attention to that. But also want to show you that this had enough for a little bit of touch up, 3 passes and a touch up, whereas the Semogue 830, well, we'll talk about that. Let me rinse and we'll get on with the shade here. I'm going to do my final 2 rinses, 1 warm, 1 cold. Okay, there's warm water. Here's my warm water rinse. Okay, here's my cold water rinse. Good and cold. Boy, that felt great. Got a clean, fresh towel waiting for me right here. Boy, that's nice. What a nice shave. Boy, that was great. That was great. Well, okay, you know what? I'm going to go with the Parker Alum block. I'm going to run some cold water. And as I say, I've been using this. One side is a little rougher than the other side. So I'm going to use the nice, smooth side. Get it under some cold water. We'll see what kind of shade we got here. See if there's any difference in lather and cushioning on each side. Here we go. Well, no stinging, little zing here and there on each side of the face, so I don't know if that tells us anything, but it was par for the course with any other application of the alum block after a good shave, where I started right there at the upper end, for me, at 6, and then moved it down, 5.5, 6, right in there, right in that area, which is where I like to use this razor. Haven't used it at 7, 8, or 9 yet. I might be attempting that down the road, so stay tuned. Let this set up, and we'll be right back to finish the shave and talk about this non-scientific experiment. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, the alum is still setting up. I forgot to mention, I wanted to show you the end result of each brush before I do my cleanup. So here is the Vikings Blade Dark Raven synthetic brush, and you can see I still have a little bit of cream in there left. Here is the Semogue 830 natural boar brush, tops 90 natural boar, and you can see it's just, I mean, there's nothing there. I mean, everything was spent on that first pass, and this just seemed to generate more lather and retain more of it in the brush for additional passes. When the water mixed with it, it was, just got lather. Okay, so let me clean these up and we'll talk about it a little further. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're just doing a little bit of brush cleanup, and both of these clean up very, very nicely. The boar brush, all you have to do is just rinse it, give it a couple of nice rings, gentle rings here, a few shakes, and it's on its way to drying. I'm going to set that there. I have the Vikings blade right here. This cleans up instantly, just about. Again, rinse it out, give it some vigor, a couple of vigorous shakes, and then just blot it dry, and then you can just brush the rest of the excess water out. And look, it's 95% dry. I mean, it's amazing brush, really like it a lot. And again, I prefer the synthetic brushes for shaving sticks and hard shaving soaps. All right, I'm reaching over. I'm going to use Clubman. It's got a classic scent. Tabac's got that classic scent. Barbershop. I know what you're saying. The Step-on 320's got a barbershop scent too, but I want to do the Clubman. They're all good. They're all good, but I decided to do the Clubman. I just had a hankering for the Clubman, and a little bit of Lubriderm right there upstairs. Just a little bit. Okay. Great shave. That was a lot of fun to see how that worked out. Now, in using the Tabac shave stick, I got some nice lather from it. Would using an Arco or Palmolive or any other Speak or any other shave stick out there, would that have made a difference? I don't know. This is great lathering. This is a great lathering soap. So I think Arco probably would have generated a little more lather maybe, but I think this would be in the same ballpark with some of the others I mentioned. Latoha, Palmolive, even Derby, I think probably would be in the ballpark. Arco probably have a slight edge over all of them. But as you can see, the Vikings Blade Dark Raven shave brush really generated more lather than the Semogue 830 90% tops boar natural hair brush. It retained more water, it generated more lather. I got enough lather for 3 passes from soap on one side of my face. That's the amazing thing. Had I used the soap on both sides of my face, I would have gotten a good, solid 3 to 4 passes from this. From the Semogue, I probably would have gotten, and I have gotten, I know this in the past, if I have used the soap on both sides of my face with the Semogue 830, I would have gotten a good solid 2 passes, maybe a 3rd pass, but usually, no, I don't usually get 3rd passes when I'm using a boar brush with a shave stick like that. Especially a shave stick like that, I can tell you right now, and I don't get that kind of performance from this natural hair boar brush using a hard soap actually going into the tub. I usually, for my 3rd pass, I usually have to go back in and get a little more soap and then reapply it. With the synthetic brush, especially these Vikings Blade synthetic brushes, not a problem. And the great thing about these brushes is they're synthetic and they feel just like natural hair badger brushes, which is why I really like this brush a lot. Plus it's got this metal base here, which just gives you some really nice weight and heft in the hand to build a lather with. It's been a very hardy brush, very well made, as is this one. It's just that for a hard soap or a shave stick, this is the clear winner. So if you are looking to get a brush for shave sticks and hard soaps, look at the Vikings Blade Dark Raven, because they really do a better job with hard soaps and shave sticks. For creams and even crops, boy, these natural hair brushes are terrific. They do a really nice job. That's why I prefer natural hair brushes with shaving creams and the synthetic brushes with hard soaps and shaving sticks. All right, that's it. So I wanted to say, I hope you enjoyed that, and I got a great shave this morning from the Vikings Blade Emperor razor. Boy, I love this razor. Fat handled, heavyweight, dual head, sculpted on one side, straight bar on the other side, really allows you to control your shave and to get a really, really good result. As you saw with my shave, I'm using the different sides for different areas of my face, and I was even able to dial in the proper setting and to use the appropriate side to do a little buffing, to get a little more aggressive, get a little more mild. You saw me do that with that shave. Even with that final touch up on my chin, I just dialed it in and used the sculpted head and really got a nice little bit of a buffing result from that. Terrific razor. And that's it. So I hope you learned something from that. I sure did. That's why I prefer synthetic brushes with hard soaps and shave sticks, and natural hair brushes with shaving creams. All right. Hey, thanks very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog, for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this. Comment below, let me know, and I'll see you again real soon.